Greetings, my name is Meechy and this is my Kickstarter project. I've created a plush toy with an interactive book design. The plush toy is a 50 by 60 inch kids blanket that has a plush toy head attached to it. And right now I've come to the final stages of the development of my plush toy. I've sent it off for a prototype, and I'm just waiting to get that back to work out the final phases of what it's going to look like. Right now, the reason why I'm here is for the interactive book part. I've created a unique interactive book. The reason why it's unique is it allows you to record and save recorded messages or recorded stories as they're being read to the kids. It has character messages that can be played either as a whole, per page, or just as information as the kids press the buttons. Certain messages will be played. It has sound effects, so if a parent is reading per page, if they press the sound effects, it'll be in the background. That will happen as the story progresses. There's also background music too as well that will play either per page or as a whole as the book is being read. The story, which is the story of the Warriors of Virtue, Battle for the Realm of Harmony. It's one of several stories that I've created for this specific book design. The key features what makes this book so unique is that I want it to be a wireless book. My idea is to embed Bluetooth into the base book and have a Bluetooth transmitter in the plush toy head. So as the parents are reading the story or the recorded stories that are already in there, because I want to have a narrator that already reads the whole story so it can just be played by itself. I want all of that to be transmitted into the head of the plush toy. Since we live in a mobile society, it's not always convenient for mom and child to always be in the same location, either downstairs, upstairs, outside, or inside. We're not always in the same spot all the time. This will allow a parent to read the story to their kids, still have that connection and bond, but not necessarily be in the same room. Another aspect that makes this book unique is that I wanted to have inserts. So as the book base, as more and more stories are developed, you get the story and you connect it into the base. Now, the insert has a USB flash thumb drive embedded into the book. So as it connects to the base and the story begins, the base reads the information that is stored on the thumb drive that's in the book. That means the sound effects, the music, the recorded messages, the recorded story, all going to be stored on that thumb drive. So the kids get this book that already is fully loaded with the story ideas and story plots as they are progressing, but also parents can make their recordings and save those to that insert so that as they flip through different books as they come out, those messages are never lost. They're always stored. Plus, later on we want to offer online where the parents can upload all the stories and sound effects and everything and store those online so nothing is lost. Other ideas that I have for this book, or this interactive book, is I wanted to also create an app. Like I said, we live in a mobile society and we're always on the go. And so I want to be able to create an app for Droid phones, iPhones, any pad that's out there, or any other digital devices that are going to come out that have the ability to run apps. I heard that there is a Razer game handheld that's coming out as well that will also have the ability to run apps. Reason why, again, is that I want to make sure to keep that connection between parent and child, guardian and child. And I don't want it to just be, the separation of family, And the reason why is that as I was growing up, one of the key things in my life growing up was when my mom would read stories to me when I was a kid. I vividly remember the stories. I can't remember the name of the book, but I remember the stories, how she read them, the inflections in her voice. That was instilled into me. As I read to my daughter at bedtime around the time, she sits and listens as I read. One, it helps her to develop as far as her reading. She understands the words that are going by. I point them out to her and sound them out so she understands. But that's the bond that me and my daughter are making. This connection that will stay with her for all of her life. It's a positive influence. Some have asked me, why not just go with the app? I mean, it'd be a cool idea to just have an app with this plush toy. And I was like, yeah, that would be, but not every household has mobile devices. Not every household is in tune to the social media that we live so, freely and everywhere as we go. There are still families that don't have internet, still families that don't even have cable TV. I don't want any kid to not experience this book. The reason why is my experiences. I've done work in the juvenile systems, in boot camps. I've done mentoring, and it was always between the ages of 13 up to 18 or 19, and my idea was, through my church, talk with them, my lifestyle wasn't always good. I went through a lot of hardship, but you know what? There were people that stepped in at key points in my life as I was that young adult that helped me to make changes in my life. But I realized, yes, we can turn them around when they're teenagers and young adults, but if they have a foundation as a child, it will prepare them for the rest of their lives. And that is my heart, that is my passion. This is one of several ideas of Plush Toys interactive books that I have. It's geared towards helping develop good self-esteem in children. One of the key things that I remember from my youth, when I was mislabeled as, ADD, before ADD was labeled, I had a teacher that spent the time speaking into me, telling me who I was, encouraging me. Even, I never really, was a good student. I was a C or below, but she treated me like I was an A student. Just her speaking those words into my life always gave me that extra, incentive to try to step out beyond, what I thought it was. I mean, I love my mother to death. But my mother was very critical. She would use words like stupid or dumb or idiot. I grew up with this label on myself thinking that I was just this big, strong guy. So I played football. And it wasn't until years later that a friend of mine asked me to take an IQ test and realized that my IQ was 135. 120 was average. And I thought that I was like in the 90th, percentile, below average. And that just made me realize that because of what those words had done to me, had labeled me. So I went through 20 years of my life thinking I was just a big dumb jock. To where after that, I got me a degree as a network system administrator. And then I found out what my passion was for animation and for writing, and I went to the Art Institute. I didn't finish because I got married, but I found out who I truly was. My passion, my goal is to be, through this book and through these plush toys and other designs that I have, is to instill within these kids a foundation of hope, that they can dream, that they can aspire to be whatever they want to be. There are so many single households, and single moms are phenomenal. They go through so much hardship. My belief is that a household needs a mom and a dad. I understand that I get my security and my identity from my father, and he wasn't there. So I struggled all my life to find out who I was until I finally found out who I was. I want kids to have as much tools as they can have growing up to speak to that person, to speak to their character, and encourage them that they can do anything, you know? And this is what I am doing. This is my heart. This is my passion, you know? We want to create CG movies. That was my first original idea, is to package this with a CG movie, but I realized I had to table that for another time. I want to create trading cards. I want to create either an app game or an online game or a console game so that they can play this. But all through these other medias that come, it's still the foundation of the story is the warriors of virtue in the battle for the realm of harmony. Is a story of a land that was rich in everything, and chaos came in and destroyed it. And these warriors are there through their unique and specific ways to restore harmony where there's chaos. So this is what I am here at Kickstarter for, is for those of you who out there to support me in what I'm doing. And I have a list of rewards for people at various amounts, but my goal, my heart, is to speak to the kids. They need us more now than ever before. A kind word, an encouraging word. This is my way to get into that.